Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to day 23 in Vlogmas. Tomorrow we're starting palette week, so it kind of feels like we're wrapping up Vlogmas, but we're really not. It's just palette week starts tomorrow within Vlogmas. So every day for 7 days straight we will be doing some sort of palette themed content. But today I have an end of year makeup declutter for you, and it's nothing major. I did go through my entire makeup collection earlier this year, like end of summer, and decluttered a significant part of my makeup collection, and there's just a few things like lingering around that I want to declutter, and either these are expired and need to go in the trash, or I want to pass them along to someone who's going to get more use out of it. I always like giving my mom and sister makeup, so I just have some products that I think it has come time that these exit my collection before we enter 2023. So if you're interested in the products that I will be decluttering from my makeup collection, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project painting content or just chit-chatting about makeup, I would love if you'd consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's get into this declutter. Okay, like I mentioned, it's nothing crazy. It's a lot of, well, it's pretty much just lips and eyes with the exception of one concealer. Oh, and there's also 2 cheek products. Okay, we're gonna start with this concealer. This is the Elsie Complete Remedy Silk Concealer, and this has been in my collection for quite some time now. I like this concealer, but it's not my favorite, and the applicator of this just truly drives me bonkers at this point in time. I've been trying to get use out of this concealer lately because it's something I was planning on potentially panning in 2023, and then I really got to thinking and I was like, I am just not going to enjoy my time panning this. I feel like there's still quite a bit of product left, I feel like it would take me a really long time to get through, and there's so many other concealers that I prefer over this one. Why am I gonna go through the hassle of trying to finish a concealer that just annoys me to use when I can just get rid of it? So I will be getting rid of that. And then there are 2 cheek products. So I am going to finally officially be decluttering the ColourPop Flexitarian. I feel like I've like decluttered this once in the past and then ended up pulling it back into my collection. I do still have Lunch Money, but Flexitarian for me is just a little bit too metallic, especially because I like something a little bit more subtle, and I've been keeping it around thinking that I would use it as a body highlight, but I didn't do that this year, and I have plenty of other highlights in my collection that I can use as a body highlight because I don't even like think a body highlight is a necessity for me. So I'm just going to be finally saying goodbye to ColourPop Flexitarian. And then this from Kaja, it is the Cheeky Stamp, is fine, but I just like, I don't enjoy how bulky this is. Like I would much rather just have like much smaller packaging and not have the like gimmicky stamp. Like I can just use my finger to put on a blush color or a blush shade, and so I don't feel the need to keep this in my collection. I'm gonna see if my sister wants this, but I will be getting rid of the Kaja Cheek Stamp in the shade Koi. While it's cute, it feels a little gimmicky to me, and it's just like this packaging is like ridiculously large for like a cream / liquid cheek product. Also from Kaja, I'm getting rid of one of the Love Swipes that I have, but keeping 2 others. This one is in the shade Call Me, and it's just a deeper, like wine colored shade, and I just do not reach for shades like this very frequently. I have like 1 liquid lipstick in a shade similar to this in my collection, and that is good enough for me. I do really like the formula, and there's 2 other shades like I said that I will be keeping, but I am going to be saying goodbye to this. Again, packaging just like a little bit annoying to store, and I have a couple other liquid lipsticks you'll see that I am going to be saying goodbye to because I just barely wear liquid lipstick. It's like I have such a large lip product collection, and I really just wear gloss every day, so it's time to say goodbye to some of these lip products. So let's get into a couple other lip products I'll be decluttering. These from ColourPop are so freaking old, but I keep holding on to them, and it's truly finally time that these both go in the trash, which makes me really sad, but they're starting to smell very interesting. So up first I have from ColourPop, in collaboration with I Love Sarah E. It's in the shade Ariba, and this is like one of my favorite reds of all time, which is why I've struggled to get rid of it, but I've only reached for it like 2 times this year, and the last time I reached for it, it just was like not flattering on my lips. I think because the formula is starting to go off, so it's like a little bit more dry and crumbly, and it's just unfortunately time to say goodbye to that. And then even more old than that is this liquid lipstick in the shade Beeper, or not Beeper, Bumble. Unfortunately, it's time for Bumble to make its way to the trash can as well. And then this Jeffree Star liquid lipstick was also on my chopping block. This is in the shade Unicorn Blood. It still kind of has that like Dr. Peppery scent, but it just is kind of like a little bit streaky when I apply it, and just not the same as I remember. Also, just not reaching for shades like this more than like one time a year. So I have one shade similar in my collection, and again, that's good enough for me. And then the last liquid lipstick I'll be decluttering is this one from Ciate London. It's the Liquid Velvet. This has survived so many declutters when I have thought about decluttering it, and I'm like, I just want to see if I can wear it, get use out of it, and if I'll like it. There it is swatched right there. I have mine in the shade Pin Up. It's a really pretty shade, but it's just not my tone, and it's not a shade I reach for, well, really ever. Because I reached for it one time, and I was going back and forth, and I was like, ugh, I don't love this enough to keep it. I really am just like a nude lip type of a gal, as I have a red lip on today. But when it comes to like more mid-tone rosy shades, I just am not reaching for those ever. So I am okay with saying goodbye to that. The last lip product I have to get rid of is this one from Clarins. I have two of their lip comfort oils that I'm keeping. These are the shimmer ones, but I have decided that I'm gonna get rid of this one as well. It's this like Barbie pink, and I just am not, like, it shows up very Barbie pink on the lips, and it's very sparkly. It's a little bit gritty. It's just like not the most comfortable. I love the Clarins original lip oil, but the shimmer one is not my favorite in the least. In fact, I probably could have stood to get rid of the red one that I have as well, but I'm gonna, right now, I'm just saying goodbye to the pink one. This one is in the shade for Pink Lady. It is like, as I look at it, I'm like, this is so pretty, but I literally never wear a shade like this. Literally ever. So I don't need it, especially because it's not a favorite formula. Moving on to a few eye products I'll be getting rid of. This Tarte lash glue is definitely expired. It smells so disgusting. I feel like my eyeball would literally like burn out of its socket if I tried to put this on my eyes. Plus, I don't think I've tried to even wear fake lashes even one time this year. Even for my sister's wedding, I was like, nope, fake lashes are just not my thing. So I don't currently have a lash glue. I do still have some lashes in my collection. Maybe I'll try lashes again next year in 2023, but as of right now, that lash glue needs to make its way to the trash. I'm also going to get rid of this single shadow stick from e.l.f. It's from the Electric Mood collection, and it's in the shade Spotlight. It is a really pretty like champagne shade, and I actually like these no budge sticks from e.l.f. I have two others from their Cookies and Dream collection that I am keeping, but I'm just not reaching for this type of product for like a shimmery shade like this. And I put this in my chopping block to decide if I wanted to keep it, and I just didn't reach for it. So that tells me that I just don't need to keep it in my collection. My single shadow slash liquid and cream shadow collection is really dwindling down. Like, I feel like I don't even need a full drawer for it in my makeup drawers anymore, which is actually really exciting for me. I am really hoping in 2023 to curate my makeup collection even more through using my products, but hopefully then not bringing in as much and really being so mindful about what I am bringing in. Speaking of single shadows, I am going to be decluttering this one from Essence. It's the Melted Chrome eyeshadow in the shade Warm Bronze. I am not reaching for single shadows for a mid-tone shade like this, and there's actually a ColourPop Super Shock I was going to declutter, and these two are quite similar, but the ColourPop one was a little bit lighter, so I decided to keep the ColourPop one because it does have this really pretty like sparkle running through it, as does the ColourPop one. I just think I would, for a single shadow for over the lid, I would reach for the ColourPop lighter shade more than I would this deeper one. This is still beautiful. I still do have two of the Essence Melted Chromes in my collection. I like the formula, and I think it's a really stunning formula. I just am not getting use out of the shade, so I'm ready to say goodbye to that. I'm going to be decluttering this Kaja eye stack, the Trio in Mauve Bouquet. I'm hoping my sister will want this. I think she will. I just love my palettes. And this Kaja eye stack I like. I really enjoy this top shade. It's this like chunkier textured, really metallic, beautiful shade. But this middle shade was a bit of a letdown. This was like super sheer when I tried to use it. Like there it is swatched right there. It was much more sheer than I was expecting. And then you have this like deep purple matte. I just feel like I would only reach for this trio for this top shade, and I don't see myself doing that. Whereas my sister, I feel like, would get a ton of use out of this trio. So I'm gonna declutter this to her. And then I just have 2 eyeshadow palettes that I'm also going to be decluttering. One of them being my Tom Ford Quad. You might be just as surprised as me, but I went to use this the other day and I just, like, I really liked my look. It was very pretty. And now even like talking through it, I'm like, ugh, I don't know. I've reached for this one time this year and I just was not like so excited about my look that I was like, oh, I definitely am gonna miss this in my collection. So I feel like I want to see if my sister wants this as well. Like I feel like she would love these 4 shades and just get more use out of these than I would. Like I feel like this is just taking up space in my eyeshadow collection that I already feel stressed about cycling my way through. And then I do a look with this and I'm like, it's pretty, but it's not like, you know? So I think I'm gonna see Hannah, if you're watching and you want that, it's coming your way. And then the last palette is this one from Ace Beauté. It's the Falling For You palette. I actually really like this palette. I think it's good quality. I just feel like when I look at this, because I was getting stressed about my makeup collection the other day, and then I opened this palette up and I was like, while I think this is pretty, the shades that excite me the most are the foiled shades. And then I also really like this pink shade and this like deeper maroon-y shade. And I like think that these pops of orange are fun, but I'm never reaching for them. And I feel like I have single shadows in my collection that I would enjoy using more and would do similar things, but maybe a little bit more punchier than the foiled shades in here. This is a great quality palette. I just feel like it's taking up space in my makeup collection, and I've never been like super like excited, like, yes, I want to grab for the Falling For You palette today. So I'm going to declutter this one as well. And after that, that is going to wrap it up for today's declutter video. Like I said, a very small declutter, but it still feels good to get rid of a few more things before I wrap up my inventory for the year / do it for the beginning of 2023. I am so motivated and expired. I am 31, but I don't consider myself expired. I am so motivated and inspired to use my makeup collection and use what I already have, and also have fun buying some new products next year, but really hoping to like curate my makeup collection even more and focus on just loving what I have and truly loving my makeup collection, and not let things linger around that I truly feel like are just taking up space. So I would love to know if you've recently decluttered anything, if you plan to declutter any makeup before the end of the year. Let a girl know in the comments below. Other than that, thanks so much for sticking around to watch today's video, for supporting my channel, for supporting Vlogmas. Palette week starts tomorrow. I cannot wait. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in tomorrow's video. Bye.